Alright guys, Watchman's Post back to you again. I wanted to kind of go back over a little bit of information I put out yesterday talking about Russia and the bear. Yesterday I talked about the Doomsday torpedo, and I wanted to clear up a little bit of information. I talked about that dagger, the Kinsheil missile, and it's launched from an aircraft, but it's new information, and like I said, I don't pretend to be an expert or anything, but I wanted to clear up that that the missile that they're talking about, that Kinsheil dagger missile, was launched from a plane, and I'll show you a picture of that again. Here up under the I think that's a MiG there, and that's the Kinsheil I was talking about in the last video yesterday. But you know, if you watch that last video, they're talking about 5 different super weapons. So this is one of them, along with that Doomsday torpedo. But this, they said, had like a 2,000 kilometer range limit, which is way out there. But the ICBM that they're talking about, and they were calling the cruise missile in the last article. And like I said, I'm no expert. I'm watching this stuff, and my point is to show you that these are signs that war's coming, tensions are high, and that Jesus is coming. But to just go back over it, and this stuff is very interesting and educational. I just want to clear that up, that this is the dagger, the Kinsheil, and that they were talking about another super weapon, which said that it had a unlimited range, which was the cruise missile, the ICBM. So, you know, this is my Twitter feed, and like I said, I'm no expert. I'm watching for all these things, pulling up articles, and you can pull it up yourself and read. I'm watching for signs that World War III is coming, and that Jesus is returning. I don't pretend to be any expert on any one of these sort of topics or what have you, but I'm casually watching all these things, showing you it's easy. You can do it too. I make mistakes. I'm just like you, and you can do this on your phone or your computer or what have you. But yeah, you know, just before I get into these other articles about the cruise missile, the ICBM, instead of the dagger here, just want to show you, you know, Twitter is real easy. A lot of people seem to be intimidated or afraid of Twitter. For anybody who hasn't got on Twitter yet, it's real easy. If you can work Facebook, you can work Twitter. I've found that there's a lot less trolls, a lot less drama. Everybody on Twitter is there for information. They want to read. They want to communicate. If they do want to communicate, which they don't want to communicate a whole lot, but if they do want to interact with you, they want to have intelligent conversations. And most people on Twitter are about information. It's adult, it's professional, and it's not a bunch of, you know, teenagers having drama on Facebook. That's one of the reasons I don't even go over there. But Twitter is more adult, and it's easy. It sets you up a little profile just like you would on Facebook or what have you, and then you can go and you follow these news websites, Newsweek. I follow a lot of these guys like this one here, and they're into you know, military war stuff. Here's one, National Interest, and these are news agencies. Sputnik. One of my buddies here, In Game. If you're looking for somebody who covers a lot of things, I retweet a lot of In Game stuff. He's got a YouTube channel, and this is his Twitter feed. And I ain't even gonna lie, I retweet a lot of his stuff. He covers a lot of articles that seem to be based off of prophecy, whether he's intended to or not. Turkey, Israel, anything to do with Russia. Endgame's got a lot of great stuff. But it's very, very easy. Don't be intimidated by Twitter at all. It's a place where you can get news sent straight to your phone. You can turn on, if you got the app on your phone, you can turn on little bells, and that's notifications, and it'll send updates straight to your phone. And then if you want, you can read the articles, and if not, a lot of times the headline's all you really need. Like I said, it's nothing to be scared or intimidated about, and it's just as easy as Facebook. And like I said, you ain't gonna have as much. I haven't had as much trouble with trolls and arguments and people on Twitter as I have Facebook in the past. That being said, you know, if you come to my page, just to give you kind of quick overlook of things, the most important things, the most interesting things to me, I retweet. And then, you know, if you scroll through these and you get and you don't see anything interesting, I like a lot of things that I don't retweet, and you can click the likes here, and there's tons of things that I end up screenshotting these things. Take a little picture. I'm sure most people know what a screenshot is. It's like a picture, and then I crop it down, and then I make slideshows out of these. A lot of these that I like that I don't even retweet. To show you if you watched any one of my slideshows, it gives you an overview of lots of different things that I'm watching that are prophetic in the Bible. Like this one right here is talking about Nikki Haley is going to the UN, the United Nations, and she's talking about Syria. That's Isaiah 17, Jeremiah 49, I believe, and they're talking about the destruction of Damascus. And here she is. You can watch her every day, whether they know it's Bible prophecy or not. They're reporting on the unfolding of God's prophecy. He said it was going to happen, and there's something to watch there every day, and I think that's amazing. So whether they believe in God or not, they're working on His prophecies and making His word come true, whether they believe in Him or not. But yes, you can go through these likes, and there's tons of things that I like. Like I said, that if it's good enough, I might screenshot it and put it in one of my slideshows. But like I said, it's real easy. You can follow all of these news agencies and get breaking news sent straight to you, and you'll come to find that a lot of news you can get even better, quicker from agencies or from people on Twitter that aren't even news agencies. I got a list right here. It says list. I only got one, and you can click on that. It says best news. It's just a click on that, and it's a list of all the stuff that I follow that I'm getting notifications on. There's 116 right now that I've put to this list, and it's tons of different news agencies that I follow that I get notifications on. And if you don't want to go through and find all these, you can come in here and subscribe to this little list, and pop this open, and you can look at all the things that I'm looking at. Yonhap is a news agency out of South Korea. So if you're into North Korea news and you want to follow stuff on that, there it is. Andola Agency, that's going to be Middle East stuff. The Japan Times, that's obviously Japan. Sputnik is a Russian agency. And you can scroll through this anytime you want. Reuters is one of the most well-known #1 news agencies in the whole world. The Daily Star, I believe that's out of Lebanon. So I follow lots of different news agencies from all over the world. And like I said, I'm no expert on any one thing. I watch a lot of things that anything that could potentially involve Bible prophecy. That's what I'm looking for. Like I said, I'm no expert, but I'm showing you that this is Middle East Monitor. And some of these, that you might not agree with everything that they're putting out, but they might break a story that nobody else is putting out. So like I said, this is real easy. Twitter's nothing to be intimidated about. It's very easy. Like I said, if you can set up a YouTube, you can set up a Facebook and do that, then you can do a Twitter. It's real easy. And like I said, you can subscribe to this little list and click that number there, and it shows you all of the 116 that I'm following right there. And you can go through and you can follow these yourself. Even if you don't want it, and then, like I said, you go to one of these, and if you're on the app on your phone, you can click the bell, and it'll send notifications straight to your phone. If you find one of these is real good, and you want to keep up with everything that's coming out of there. So like I said, I want to show you that this is easy. It's clicking buttons, and it's just information, just reading. And you can send messages to your friends and interact with your friends. As people follow you, you'll make friends. Follow me, you can send me messages and talk to me. Instead of just commenting in a comment section on YouTube there. You can interact with me on a regular basis. I'm here to help people out and encourage people, and answer questions and what have you, and fellowship with other Christians, in a reasonable manner. So like I said, don't be intimidated by Twitter. It doesn't take a rocket scientist. If you can read, if you can work Facebook, then you can work one of these. And you'll find a lot of Christians, they make little pictures, and I make pictures from time to time. I take pictures like this here, and it's just a picture I got off Google. And then you can find little apps like this and put Bible verses on it, and share a Bible verse that you found or a bit of information you found with other people, and encourage other people. And there's lots of Christians on YouTube do that, and or just tweet straight Bible verses. There's lots of Christians on YouTube, so there's different communities on these social media websites. As long as you stay, in interacting with Christian people, and you don't run into some of these other odd folks out there. They're not looking for arguments. They're looking for, when they come to Twitter, they're looking for information, and everybody kind of minds their own business, and they're there to get information. I'm not going to say you won't run into trolls or anything, but like I said, I've seen more trolls on YouTube than I have Twitter, and I used to be on Facebook a while back, and I know it gets rough. So like I said, this is more of an adult, professional social media website, and for me and all my friends, it's a place to get information, read articles for yourself, and get that breaking news coming straight to your phone. If I used to follow earthquakes a lot, and I know a lot of Christians do. You can go on here, and there's anytime there's a major earthquake, there's Twitter pages set up that do nothing but earthquakes, and they'll send you notifications whenever an earthquake happens. Stuff like that. Whatever you're into, you'll probably find somebody that's got a feed set up, and they're following that. There's guys on here that do nothing but North Korea. I'll show you one. Just you go to the little search bar here, and North Korea. This guy here, I like a lot of stuff he puts out. I think he calls himself Buck. But his feed's North Korea real time, and then he's pretty much an expert. They build up an expertise on one thing, on just North Korea. So everything on this guy's page is going to be about North Korea all day long. Every time you check it, every time you get a notification, if you're hardcore into North Korea, which I take North Korea stuff very seriously, you're going to get all the information about North Korea breaking as it happens before cable news even turns their camera on. So like I said, I just wanted to show anybody out there on YouTube that watches my videos, this isn't something that I'm an expert and you can't do this. I'm showing you that you can do this. I'm no expert. I make mistakes, and that this is easy, and you can follow all different types of news agencies, and you've got plenty of source information to pop open a camera and make a video about constantly. I could make videos on and on and on if I had the time and people watched, but I try to take it slow. That being said, get on Twitter, and like I said, even if you don't follow me, get on there for yourself, and and get this information for yourself. Read some of these articles. If you find something interesting, read it for yourself. Like I said, you can get this. I got this 116 news feed right here set up, and you can come in, and there's times where I don't have anything going, and I just scroll through and read, looking for something prophetic, looking for something important, and then you find stuff, you like it, and you can always go back to your likes. Once you like something, the great thing about that is it kind of stores it, so you can go back to your likes and find that later, retweet it, and then, you know, if it's real good, open it up and read it. And then if it's real good, turn your camera on and share it with somebody else. This right here is Operation Olive Branch, and they're reporting on nothing but Turkey's advance as they're attacking in Afrin Idlib region. And if you've been watching my channel for a while, I believe Turkey is Magog. And I'm not the only one that believes that. There's tons of people that believe that. And so not to go off in a rant on that, but if you're into that and you want to follow what's going on with Turkey and Erdogan and his Hitler-looking self, there's your one right there. And everything that they're going to be talking about is going to be about what's going on with Turkey and their military operation that they got underway. This one here, they're bragging about how many people they've killed. 3,393 terrorists. So, but this video, like I said, I just wanted to do that a little bit just to try to show you, you don't have to sit around and wait for me to make a video. You don't have to sit around and wait for somebody else to tell you, the dream they had last night. Get on Twitter, follow some of these news agencies, and if you've read enough of God's Word, and you've studied enough, you've listened to enough of these preachers and pastors teach you enough things, you know what to look for. You know what the prophecies are. And if you haven't, you need to study what the prophecies are. Like Russia. And like I said, I'm no expert on anything. I'm just showing you that you can easily turn this stuff on, get it sent to your phone, and watch for these things. That's my point. To show you that World War III is coming. If you've watched my stuff for a while, I show you all the time this Zephaniah 3:8 right here. I've made an intro and I put it in an intro and an outro on some of my videos and stuff. And Zephaniah 3:8 says, "Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger. For all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy." So that verse, he's saying that he's going to judge the whole world. He's going to bring them all together, and he's going to pour out his wrath upon all the nations. And he's saying that in Zephaniah, and that's the same thing he's talking about in Revelations. Everybody's familiar with Revelations. And it's going to be war. World War III. And with all the news going on, with all the tensions going on across the entire world, there's plenty of things to watch for and to get up and see what's going on today. God said he's going to gather these nations. So he's doing this. Now, granted, I think he's sitting on the throne and he's got angels going and doing what he says, but this is his plan, and they're going and working out what he's told them to do. So he's saying he's gathering these nations, and he's going to cause judgment to fall on them, and it's going to be World War III is what it's going to be. For the most part, there's probably definitely going to be some supernatural or just natural type events where he judges with earthquakes and volcanoes and other things, but generally it's going to be World War III. So, like I said, that's a general prophecy that he's given you throughout in this verse here in Zephaniah, and throughout the whole Bible, Revelations, like I said in past videos and just now and over and over and over. God is going to cause World War III, and this is going to be, the final judgment in fire. And and these nuclear explosions, these bombs going off, that's what he's talking about when he's talking about the fire. I do believe at the very end, the day of the Lord, when it's all over, he's going to burn the entire place up as well. But throughout the Great Tribulation, there's going to be fire and judgment with these explosions, these bombs. And, some people believe that the wormwood is a nuclear explosion. I'm not going to tell you whether it's an asteroid or a nuclear explosion. I think it could be either one. I think it could very well be a nuclear explosion. Everybody's got their own ideas of what God's saying there. But there's no doubt that World War III is a part of Revelations and the judgment. So that's my whole point, is that you could get on here and watch these things for yourself. If you find something, like I said, I'm no expert. I'm just showing you. I'm watching. I'm a casual guy watching, and you can watch too. If you find something cool, like I said, I've got it open up, and you can send me messages. So if you find something really cool, really interesting, say, hey, Watchman, check this out. Send me the message over to me, and I'll retweet it. I'll share it. Maybe I'll give you a shout out in the videos. Like, hey, my YouTube friend just got on Twitter and he sent me this, or she sent me this. So it's not about me. We're a body of Christ. We're a team. We're all supposed to be a family, working together, supporting each other and helping each other. And like I said, I'm not trying to make myself famous here. I'm trying to encourage you, to show you can turn on Twitter, you can set you up a profile, and you can watch for this stuff yourself. And like I said, send me something if you find it good. I'll share it too, so that we can encourage other Christians and show them that God's judgment is coming, and that should sound a warning to anybody who's not ready for Jesus. And that's pretty tough, but it is what it is. This is what God's talking about. This is what He said's coming. And it's exciting and encouraging to us to know that, we're not appointed to wrath and judgment. We're going to get rescued out of this. I believe that, and I'm sorry if you don't, but I do. Let's see. I got a picture I made recently. Been ranting a lot lately in these videos. Let's see. I enjoy a lot of times in my free time just making these little pictures to share on Twitter, and I'm sure you can share them on Facebook too. Like I said, I'm not on Facebook anymore. But let's see. I've got one I just recently made. You can see, maybe, hold up. I need to start editing my videos. That's what I need to do. But I'm lazy, so bear with me. Here's one. No, that's not it. There it is. Now this was not the promise of protection, but I'll go ahead and talk about it since I pulled it up anyway. I made this, and you can just pull up a little program. There's lots of little programs. Just look up, picture editing programs or whatever, or apps on your phone. And I just took a bunch of pictures and made a little collage and threw some things on there. And I'm sure, being a Christian, you've probably read this before. It says, Mark 13:8, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be earthquakes in diverse places, and there shall be famines and troubles. These are the beginning of sorrows. So he's saying this is the beginning of sorrows. The Great Tribulation ain't started yet, but these are signs that it's coming close. And here I found an article, and I copied and pasted a statement out of it. It says, we may be at a greater risk of nuclear catastrophe than during the Cold War. William Perry, a former U.S. Defense Secretary. So I'm showing, and a lot of what I do is showing that tensions are high, and they were on the verge of nuclear war, World War III. And God said, Jesus said, out of his own mouth, Jesus Christ himself said, nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And if you're following the news, you're following me, you're probably into this stuff, hopefully. And you can, you see for yourself that the tensions are high. And this former U.S. Defense Secretary is telling you, you know, we're potentially closer to having a nuclear catastrophe now than ever. He talks about earthquakes in diverse places. Just, a few weeks ago, there was a 6.4 earthquake in Taiwan. You can look it up, Google it for yourself, and this is a picture off Twitter that I saved. And there's tons of these major buildings in Taiwan that just linked over, and they're stuck like that. Praise God, the people would probably be able to get out and survive, and a lot less people died because they were stuck like that. But there's tons and tons of pictures and videos of these major buildings linked over like that. And this is a little sadder, but he said that there's going to be famines and troubles. God said it, so I added that on there. And I looked up, and the United Nations has put out a report that 20 million people are on the brink of famine. And this little girl is from Syria a few years back, and situations were so tough there that people were starving because they were blocked in from war. They weren't able to get food and supplies into the people. So it's rough stuff, but it's reality. We're adults, and this is what's going on. And this is what God said is going on. So that wasn't exactly what I was looking for. Maybe this one's it. Oh yeah. Here's what I was looking for. This is a little happier. Sorry, a lot of my stuff is you know, sadder, but the Bible said that there's a season for everything. There's a time to laugh and a time to cry. And right now, this is just the season we're in. We're in the beginning of sorrows, like that picture I just showed you, going into a tribulation and then a greater tribulation. So this is not the time to be laughing right now. Things are serious. People are hurting in the world. And we, as the body of Christ, need to take that seriously. Need to realize that God is on the throne. He's perfect. His judgments are perfect, holy, and true. And that we need to inform people about these hard things. And show them that, you know, God's word's coming true on a daily basis, and that these are signs that of where we are, and that things are getting worse. But here's a promise. Like I said, maybe you don't believe that God's going to rapture us out of here. I've come across so many Christians and talked and interacted with so many people, and a lot of people don't believe in a rapture at all. Some people don't believe that it's a pre-trib. They believe a mid-trib. Some people believe in some kind of post-trib. Not even going to make a statement on that. If that's what you believe, I accept that. You know, at the end of the day, the only thing I feel like, you know, is really worth, you know, losing a friend over is sin, and Jesus and the cross and, you know, false prophecies leading people astray. You know, once saved, always saved stuff. I don't play that. Not here. Not this channel. If that's what you're into, I suggest you go to another channel. And you really need to think about it. But I'm not preaching. This verse to me, tells me that, God is not going to pour wrath on me, that I'm not appointed to judgment. And there's other verses too. I'm sure my Christian friends know a lot of verses. If you know one, put it down in the comment section. If you don't have anything to say, put it, and you don't know what to say after watching one of my videos, leave me a Bible verse, and share with me a Bible verse that you think is, important or really meaningful to you. And that's better than gold to me. But this one's a great one. It says, "Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth." So I don't know how you can not believe in the rapture and think that he's going to protect you. I guess they think we're going to be here while everybody else is starving. I'm going to be over here eating cake. While everybody else doesn't have water to drink, I'm going to be drinking a glass of water. While everybody else is getting persecuted and killed, I'm going to be laid back on a beach. No. He's not going to judge the whole world and everybody suffer across the whole world and you still be here with him. It's possible. God can do anything, but it's not practical. And God, even though he can't do anything, he's usually practical to start with. most times. For example, he in judgment, he always, most of the time anyways, uses another nation, a bad nation, to come against another bad nation. He uses two bad nations to judge the wicked people. That's pretty practical. He didn't have to do much. Just make them angry at each other, and they both suffer punishment, judgment. Two birds with one stone. God's pretty practical if you really think about it throughout the Bible. So, like I said, I don't believe that, we're going to be sitting here eating cake while everybody else is starving. No, I think he's promising, you kept the word of my patience here. What is he talking about? You stayed faithful. You kept his word to keep his commandments. A lot of times when he said, if you love me, keep my commandments. That's his word. To be holy as he is holy. You stayed faithful. You gave up the wicked things in the world. You separated yourself from the world. And if you haven't, friend, you need to pray and try to do that right now before these things break out. And you waited. You had patience. You remained faithful and waited with patience. And he said, because you did this, I will keep you from the hour of temptation which shall come upon the whole world. What's he talking about? He's talking about the great tribulation. Because you were faithful and you waited, he's not going to put you through this hard testing time of punishment is what it really is, and correction for those who will be corrected. To me, this is a promise that I'm not going through the tribulation. And no matter what you believe, you can try to convince me otherwise, but it ain't going to work. Don't waste your time. This is one that's, I didn't always believe in the rapture myself. So if you don't, I understand. But, reading this verse and there's lots of others, this was the one that sold me that there's got to be a rapture. So that being said, there's a promise of protection here, and God said he'd never leave us or forsake us, and this is for judgment on the wicked, this tribulation coming, this world war coming, and it's for correction on people that are being stubborn and won't get right. So, like I said, a lot of my stuff is probably depressing or doom and gloom. I've had a lot of people tell me that, and I can't help God's said that he's going to judge the place. I can't help that he's told me. I've had the Lord give me dreams about these places, and I know that means not only is it going to happen and warn people, but I'm going to watch for it to happen myself. I'm waiting for what he told me, what he showed me, and with North Korea to come about. I don't care what the news said about a peace agreement. My God told me that North Korea is going to spark off World War III, whether you believe it or not. I do. I'm watching for it. And, like I said, I hope you don't believe that they're going to give up them nukes. The only way they're going to give up them nukes is sending them over here, across the sky, lighting them up. But, so, and I've personally had, God tell me to watch the fig tree. For anybody who's into the Bible and the Scripture, or those who have it, or what have you, God likens Israel to a fig tree. So one of the things that I watch closely in the news and the situations with the countries around Israel, with Iran, Turkey, Syria, and everybody who wants to come against Israel, is the fig tree. And Israel is the fig tree. So God's told me, I was awake, sitting on my bed, and I heard a voice tell me, and you can laugh and say I'm crazy if you want. I don't care. I don't care no more. But God told me to watch the fig tree. So one of the things that I watch closely is Israel, anything involving Israel. So, and I watch things he hasn't specifically told me to watch, like Russia and stuff, because I've read enough of the Bible and I know enough of what's going on in the Bible to know what's going to happen. He's blessed me with enough understanding. He doesn't have to tell me to watch Russia. I know Daniel's bear is Russia, and I know it's important, and plenty of other people do too. So once, he gave me specific things to watch for. The most important things that he wanted me to watch for was North Korea, for one, involving, as far as America is concerned, and the other was Israel. And just watching those two alone will keep you busy. But I love this stuff, and I love watching. And once I started doing this, I wanted to watch more and more and more. So I did this in the last video, and just in case you didn't watch that one or what have you, I'll read it again for you. So I've been rambling on, ranting a little bit, having some fun, but I'm going to read you a little bit more information. The seriousness about this video is going to be about Russia again. Like I said, to kind of clarify, if you remember what I was saying earlier, before I started ranting, to clarify that that missile that I showed yesterday launched from the, I think it was a MiG-35 or something, is the Kinzhal, the Dagger, and it had a 2,000 kilometer range limit. And today I'm going to show you again a little bit more information about these super weapons that Putin showed off lately. And you can look it up for yourself. He made an announcement March 1st and unveiled information about super weapons that nobody can stop, specifically talking to us, America, saying you can't stop them. You can't protect yourself against this, so you need to make peace with us. You need to be friends with us, because if we launch these super weapons off, you're not going to be able to stop it and defend yourself, protect yourself. If you hadn't watched that last video, go check it out. But this one, like I said, I'm gonna kind of clarify and focus a little more on the cruise missile. But God gives Daniel dreams. He gives John dreams in Revelation. He gives, long before John was ever born, he gave dreams to Daniel about beasts. So he gave Daniel dreams about beasts. And then, later on, probably thousands of years later, he gives John dreams about beasts. And to me, I think the beasts are pretty similar, if not the same exact beast. Scenarios change from individual beast here with Daniel to like a hybrid beast with John. And maybe someday I'll explain my theories on that. I don't know what regular scholars teach on that. A lot of people have wild interpretations and about things. And like I said, I'm no expert on anything. I'm just trying to encourage you to watch for Jesus, watch for his judgments, watch for his prophecies. Like I've said before in my last video, if you're going through a hard time and you're struggling, and life is rough. I've been through many rough seasons in my life. Then these are things that you can watch for every day. Watch these things unfold that God said is going to unfold. You know, because you read God's word, that this is going to happen. So watch for it. And as it seems to grow and come closer to happening, it should encourage you to know that my Jesus is coming. I've been faithful. I'm watching for his things, and he's coming for me. And, I'm not going to suffer in this world for long. So to try to get back on point, Daniel 7:5, and behold, another beast, a second like to a bear, and it raised up itself on one side. And it had 3 ribs in the mouth of it, between the teeth of it. And they said thus unto it, arise, devour much flesh. So he said it's like a bear. And they depict him usually standing on his back legs, rising up with these 3 ribs in his mouth. God's prophesying that this beast is going to make war, because everybody agrees, all scholars agree, that the bear is Russia. And him devouring much flesh means war. So I put my little 2 cents in there, and I'm telling you, I think these 3 ribs in his mouth here represent Brazil, India, and China. And you can look up what BRIC is, and it's a financial institution that they have between each other, and they all come together, and I believe it's a financial banking system, and I haven't even studied what all it really involves, but I'm from my information, it's a financial coalition, and I'm sure them being allies that closely, that they're probably militarily allied as well. So he's talking about this nation making war, devouring much flesh. It must be World War III if Russia, Brazil, India, and China, or just Russia alone, gets up and starts making war. It's going to be World War III. So World War III is coming. Only Jesus can save you. And in a lot of my videos, I constantly put the theme out that, you know, when these missiles go up and they're headed this way, whether it's Russia, whether it's North Korea, whether it's China, whoever it is, they're not going to be able to stop all these missiles, and they cannot protect you. Don't put your trust in government. Don't put your trust in some man, some leader, some president, or a flag. It's not going to stop the ICBMs from hitting down and potentially, you know, hitting close to you, depending on where you live and where they hit. So the only thing that you can ever rely on, the only rock that we've been given to stand on is Jesus Christ and His name and His sacrifice. So trust in Jesus. That being said, let me go on and read you some of these articles. And like I said yesterday, I was talking about that Kinsheil dagger, which is Russian for dagger. And it was launched from a aircraft, and it's a hypersonic missile that they launch, and it had a range of 2,000 kilometers. But they've got new ICBMs out that Russia's talking about, which they haven't give out a lot of information on this, but they're talking about it probably because it violates treaties that they're not supposed to make new ICBMs and stuff, so they're being kind of secretive. And I guess, you know, if it's you know, new technology, they want to hold back any technology from anybody else getting it too. But they want to let everybody know that they got it and that you can't stop it, and that you need to be afraid of starting a war with Russia. The intimidation and fear tactic, deterrence to try to keep you from having a war with them. So I've been rambling. Let me read for you. This is from RT. A lot of people like RT. RT's got pretty good stuff. It says, "Goodbye, Satan. Russia to get rid of iconic ICBM and get top replacement." So Satan, I've read casually through some of this stuff, is the name of their old intercontinental ballistic missile, which means, for anybody who might not know, intercontinental meaning it can go from this continent to another continent. So if we shot off an intercontinental missile, it could go from North America across the world. The long range, the large distance missile there. They've got small, medium, and large is the way I like to put it out there, to keep it simple. Even a kid can understand. So the ICBM is an intercontinental ballistic missile that can go across the whole world, and it's the largest missile they've got. So the old one they had is Satan, and they're saying they're replacing that with this new one. So let's get into that. What are they talking about? What's this new missile? Russia will soon start scrapping its family of Soviet-era R-36M ICBMs dubbed Satan by NATO. So that's what we called it. According to the Defense Ministry, the missiles that will replace them are called Sarmat, boast cutting-edge capabilities. If Satan missile is at the end of its lifespan, and we are about to start discarding that missile, Russian Deputy Defense Minister Yuri Borisov said, did not elaborate the exact model, though. The R-36M Intercontinental Ballistic Missile ICBM was first deployed in 1975, so they're talking about that old Satan missile. Becoming the most powerful silo-based strategic nuclear munition in the world. Two further modifications of the same missile were made since then, and its booster stage also received tweaks. The latest modification of the liquid-propelled missile is known in Russia as R-36M2, I don't even know how to say that, Voyvoda, but in the West it's dubbed with the more fearsome name Satan. The aging weapon will be replaced with a new generation Sarmat missiles. So that's the new missiles that they're talking about, which are to become the latest additions to Russia's arsenal. Borisov said, There is no doubt that by the end of Vyovada's resource capabilities, we will get new Sarmat missiles, he said. The ICBM is capable of overcoming missile defense systems, meaning that you can't stop it. America is not going to be able to stop it. If you've got a defense system set up to intercept this and take it out and stop it, you're not going to be able to stop this new one, this Sarmat missile. So it's already completed tests. They've tested it out. Russian President Vladimir Putin announced during the State of the Union address on March 1st, the beginning of this month, which I've talked about in the last video. You look up this information for yourself. I'm just trying to get you encouraged into it and interested into it. But read a little bit about it for yourself. The missile practically has no range restrictions and is capable of carrying a wide range of nuclear weapons. Sarmat missiles are compatible with existing R-36M silos and can fit into them with just some minor modifications. So, yeah, and there's little videos and stuff. Let's click on it real fast. Yeah, I think this one, RT goes out there and they're showing you a little demonstration of different type of missiles that that Russia has. And you can find this for yourself and watch that if you'd like. I didn't find that one very interesting. Here's another article, same thing. You get a little bit more information on it. Russia's new hypersonic Sarmat ICBM has begun active testing. So this is the March 1st, national address that Putin gave, where he talked about all these new super missiles and super weapons. And if you hadn't watched my last video, check it out. He talked about a super torpedo, and everybody's been talking about that long before this. That super torpedo is got the Pentagon worried over here. You can't stop it. It could take out an entire city. But go check it out. There's a little video on it and everything. But like I said, I wanted to focus on this hypersonic Sarmat ICBM. So, like I said, I'm no expert. In my last video, I was talking about that hypersonic Kinshaw dagger, which was just launched from a plane. And hypersonic means it's going way beyond the speed of sound. Supersonic would just be beyond the speed of sound. Hypersonic saying it's going way past the speed of sound. They're so fast. All of these new missiles they're calling hypersonic because they're going so fast, and the bragging rights on it is that you can't hit it because it's so fast. You can't defend yourself, so you need to make a peace agreement. You need to be friends with me, because if I shoot you, you can't stop the bullet. You can't stop these hypersonic missiles. So he's got hypersonic missiles he can launch from jets and planes. He's got a hypersonic ICBM that he can launch from like the back of one of these trucks here, if you see over there. So he can roll it out wherever he wants, launch it off. Or silos. He's got silos in the ground, deep underground. They cover it up. You might not even know where it's at. Flap pops open, it shoots out. And there may be something on that. But you're not going to be able to stop them because they're hypersonic. And by the way, in my last video I mentioned, not only does Russia have these new hypersonic weapons, but China has them too. And whether you know it or not, we got tensions with China too. So let's read a little more about this. Russia's new hypersonic Sarmat ICBM, which is capable of overcoming missile defense systems. Like I said in the last one, that means you can't defend against it. You can't stop it. They're not going to be able to knock this thing down. If they shoot at us with one of these hypersonic ICBMs, it's going to hit. I've done past videos and showed that America's recently done practice runs of trying to knock down regular ICBMs, and they can't knock a regular one down. I'm telling you, they sure can't knock one of these down. And just to pause for a second, remember, the reason I'm showing you and telling you all this isn't because I'm some weapons expert and I think it's really cool. It's interesting stuff. I'm a guy, don't get me wrong, but the reason I'm telling you all this stuff is because I'm showing you that tensions are so high that they're coming out and showing off all these weapons, and that World War III is on the verge, and that you need to get right with Jesus. You need to stay faithful with Jesus, and if you're waiting on Jesus, these are signs that he's coming. And just as an American, you need to be aware of this stuff. So, again, this new SARMAT ICBM, hypersonic intercontinental ballistic missile, cannot be defended against, and that's what he's bragging about on all these weapons. It's completed tests and is a breakthrough for the country's missile program, according to President Vladimir Putin. The announcement was made during Putin's annual address to Russia's Federal Assembly and was accompanied by a video showcasing the missile's capabilities. SARMAT is capable of outmaneuvering modern missile defense systems, he said. So, I was confused a little bit in the last one. Like I said, I'm no expert. I'm not sure that the dagger, I haven't heard any reports whether the dagger can zigzag or not. But when I was talking about zigzagging in the last video, I'm talking about this one. This one isn't going to just shoot off in a straight path. There's videos and stuff showing that it's going to do like this, and it's going to make it 1 billion times harder to shoot down. Not sure if that dagger can do that or not. I'm pretty sure they're talking about the ICBM being able to do that. But regardless, they're saying that dagger is hypersonic, and you're not going to be able to shoot it down just because of how fast it's going. So, they're saying it's outmaneuvering modern missile defense systems. It's moving. It's, you know, as a kid, we'd call it, shake and bake or whatever. It's juking out the defense system, and you're not going to be able to stop it. It's outmaneuvering it. Putin told the Federal Assembly that Russia had begun working on ways to counter American anti-missile capabilities. So, we're supposedly saying that, we have capabilities to take down missiles, and they say we want to come up with ways to counter the American anti-missile capabilities, which they're not that great, by the way. As early as 2004, but Washington had ignored Moscow's warnings. So he's saying, we've had tensions, a lot of stuff's involving that Crimea stuff. And like I said, I'm no expert on that, but it's pretty serious. Look into it for yourself. That's one area that we've had a lot of tensions with Russia. We're having a lot of tensions with Russia now in Syria. They've moved into Syria big time. Now, I follow a little more closely on that, but I'm no expert on any of these things. But and we've angered and frustrated Russia by putting a lot of missile systems in Europe right in their backyard. So tensions have been building for a long time. They're saying since 2004. It's been building and building and building. Russia, Putin has put out statements to try to say, look, we need to talk, we need to work things out, we need to make agreements. Nobody said anything, so he's saying, look, I'm putting this big gun on the table now. You see this? Will you take me serious now? I got a big dirty hairy revolver on the table now. Do you think you want to talk to me now? Will you listen to us now? So he's saying, whether you want to listen or not, you don't want to have war with me because you're not going to be able to defend against my new weapons. So he says, you will listen to us now, he said. Capable of carrying a wide range of nuclear weapons, the SARMAT system has virtually no range limit. And I think they're saying that that potentially it runs on nuclear power or something. I know that that Doomsday torpedo is. Like I said, I'm no expert, but I know that the other day I read to you and it said that that Dagger had a 2,000 kilometer range limit, which, like I said, that's a long way. But this one has no range limit, and will be able to attack across both the south and the north poles. Putin said. I think this video is all right. Okay, so here it is on trucks, and they're moving it around, and this is supposed to be that ICBM SARMAT system that they're talking about. He did that unveilment March 1st. There it goes. They're testing it. Got it black and white so they can measure how fast it's moving as it's coming out, and they're showing a computer generation of how it'll go over the poles. They can hit you from anywhere. It's not going to be the shortest distance now. They can send it any which way they want. There it goes going into the upper atmosphere, breaking off, and then it comes down with multiple warheads. And I've seen reports where, just to kind of pause it and go back and show you a little bit, if you notice, you know, I'm a Twitter head. See this right here? They're saying, I seen a tweet and people said, it was very weird that this is Florida. So Putin's showing off this computer animated, demonstration in Russia, and he's showing, this ICBM, you know, in its final stages, breaking up with multiple, warheads coming down now. And he's showing a depiction of an attack on Florida. So, you know, maybe you'll find that interesting. But the focus is to show you that, excuse me, he's unveiling these supersonic missiles. He's trying to threaten us from having any conflict with them, and that tensions are high, and that these are signs of the end times. These are signs of prophecy about to unfold. These are signs of World War III, obviously, and that these are signs that Jesus is coming soon. As a Christian, these are major signs to watch for, to know that Jesus is coming. He said there'd be wars and rumors of wars. He said nation would rise up against nation. So right now it's just rumors of wars, but at some point he said they will rise up against each other. Nation will rise up against nation. So it'll go from a rumor to actually happen. The Sarmat will replace the aging but reliable Soviet-era R-36M2 Voyevod, like I said, I don't even know if that's right. The SS-18 Satan ICBMs. So this is going to be the new missile that they've got there. You know, so that's the gist of that information. Let me go over to Twitter again just to keep talking. I got time. I hope you got time. But another thing that I found interesting, just to show you all these new weapon systems that Russia's unveiled. There's supposedly 5 of them. So what I've showed in my last video, the Doomsday Torpedo. I showed the Kinsheil dagger that they launched from a plane, and now today I've showed you the new Sarmat ICBM, Intercontinental Ballistic Missile. And here's another one from Newsweek. And like I said, you know, I follow all types of news agencies. I'm not biased. Newsweek, I'm pretty sure, is a liberal. And I'm not a liberal, by the way. But I'm not political. I'm a Christian. I think politics and everything is all a big show. It's a joke. So that being said, I'm looking for information about Jesus and prophecy and Jesus coming. So I don't care what you believe in. Do you have any information that I might like? That's what. So I'm not biased. And when they put some stuff up that I'm obviously against, we're all adults. Just let it go and wait for something good. For on the occasion, Newsweek puts out some good stuff that I'm interested in, and this is one of them. And it's talking about another one of these weapon systems that Putin unveiled, just to kind of show you that where we're at. This guy, he's talking about that ICBM. Matter of fact, I think that was one of the articles I just read. But anyways, here I'll pop this open and read it. Russia's military has laser weapons that can take out enemies in less than a second. And if that's news to you, don't be surprised. They're not the first ones to get this. We've had laser weapons for a while now, and I think that's in this article too. I casually read through this earlier. For whatever reason, it acts funny. It closed up on me. So let's see if we can even get through this. A leading Russian defense official has confirmed that laser weapons previously alluded to by President Vladimir Putin are in service and capable of disarming targets with rapid precision. Russian Deputy Defense Minister Yuri Borisov told his ministry's official Krasnaya Zvezda newspaper, the Russian newspaper, on Monday that the combat laser systems Putin spoke of in his State of the Nation speech earlier this month were in fact delivered to the country's armed forces last year. Once found only in works of fiction, Borisov said such devices were now a very real and necessary tool of modern warfare. They've got laser weapons too. Like I said, it's nothing really new. They're just unveiling that they have it for the first time. And like I said, I'll keep reading and you'll see that we've got this stuff too. We can talk a lot about laser weapons, and movies were made about them a long time ago, and fantastic books have been written, and everyone knows about this. But the fact that these systems have started entering service is indeed today's reality. Borisov said that comments translated by the state-run news agency. Starting from last year, laser systems have been entering service that allow disarming a potential adversary and hitting those facilities which are the targets, he added, saying such a device could take out targets within fractions of a second. So a lot of times you see these things shown, and they're showing like an enemy plane coming in, and they focus the laser on it, and it catches fire and it blows up or whatever. And they're using it for defense a lot of times when they demonstrate these things. But I'm sure you can focus it on, something else, anything you wanted to, and burn it up. And like I said, we've got these two, but it's just something else to show you that Russia's flexing, showing off all their advancements, all their major weapons they've got, to try to intimidate anybody from having a war with them. A still image from a Russian Ministry of Defense video editing combat laser complex shows what appears to be a truck-mounted laser weapon. So this is a truck. They can take it wherever they want, pop open the back there, and bust out with laser beams. The video accompanied Russian President Vladimir Putin's State of the Nation speech, in which he revealed a number of new and advanced additions to the Russian arsenal. So this is one of the other things that he showed off recently. Accompanying Putin's March 1 speech, in which he revealed an array of new advanced weapons, was a short video showing what appeared to be a truck-mounted laser system. The ministry entitled the clip Combat Laser Complex. But Putin said at the time that he was not ready to reveal the weapon's true name or any other details. We have achieved significant progress in laser weapons. It is not just a concept or a plan anymore. It is not even in the early production stages since last year. Now see what I was talking about? It jumped on me. Advertisements. So you got to cut me some slack. That won't me. That's this agency here. Since last year, our troops have... There it goes again. Wow. Let me keep trying. Since last year, our troops have been armed with the laser weapons, Putin told lawmakers. So he's saying this stuff's been out there since last year. We've been secretly testing it, trying it, and it ain't, some experiment. This is actually operable, and it's been out for a while. I do not want to reveal more details. It is not time yet, but experts will understand that with such weaponry, Russia's defense capability has been multiplied, he added. While not much else is known about the system, such laser weapons can be used to intercept missiles and aircraft by disrupting their electronics. The U.S. Missile Defense Agency has begun developing its own laser weapon, a high-tech anti-missile drone that would be built with the $9.9 million budget the agency requested as a part of Donald Trump's 2019 budget. The Navy was also looking to upgrade its own 40 million laser weapon system, potentially preparing to install it on the San Antonio-class amphibious transport dock ship USS Portland. And I'm not going to read the rest of this. You see what it's doing to me. But so basically, they're saying they've got these laser weapons, and at the end there, it was showing you that we have these already in use right now too. So They're just showing that they've got them too. So, like I said, he made this display on March 1st to show off all of his weapons that he's got, all of his super weapons and lasers and torpedoes and crazy stuff, to show you that he's prepared for war. They've got advanced technology, new weapons that you can't stop, you can't defend against, which I've told you many times in past videos. They're going to have trouble taking down a regular old straight shot ICBM. And now they've got this ICBM can zigzag every which way. They're hypersonic. They're going so fast you can't stop them. Underwater super torpedoes that can take out an entire major city. And laser weapons too. So what does this mean to us? There's a picture of that ICBM. CIA's saying these newest weapons that he's going to make a response, and they want to upgrade all our stuff too. Yeah, but so anyway, the point of all this, like I said, is to try to show you that tensions are high and that we're close to, you know, that bear rising up right here that God prophesied through Daniel about. All throughout the Bible, it talks about God judges the world with a sword, and that you know, that's war. So, like I said, if you're a faithful Christian and you're waiting on Jesus, this is something solid and real to watch for. This is what all the prophets, all throughout the Bible, they're talking about God judging the world in fire and in war. You know, as a mature Christian, you know the Bible prophecies. You know what to watch for. Like I said at the beginning there, get you a profile on Twitter and follow this stuff for yourself. And you can get a screen recorder on your phone, and you can go through there. MobiZen app. If most people got Android, you know, go to your Google App Store and get MobiZen app. And if you've got an iPhone or whatever, I'm sure they've got a screen recorder app there. I don't know one to you know, suggest, but just type in screen recorder app, and then you can go through there. Just like this program that I'm using right now is a screen recorder, and you can turn off the webcam and not show your face and just talk to people. You know, at the end of the day, I try to do lots of things to get people to watch, you know, fire and explosions and everything. But at the end of the day, the important thing is to warn people, tell them that God is going to judge the world, that He's coming and He's judging this world, and that you need to get right and be faithful. Show them these prophecies, like this here, Daniel's bear, that God prophesied through Daniel thousands of years ago. And here it is, Russia's rising up on its legs and getting ready to devour much flesh. They're flexing, showing, you know, all their weaponry to deter a conflict, but they're saying it, you know, obviously tensions are high, and they're prepared for a conflict if needs be. And that's what they're showing. So, like I said, it's just an attempt to try to encourage Christians out there to remain faithful and find something to watch for. Like I said, you could turn on that MobiZen app and read one of these articles and tell people yourself. A lot of people barely read the Bible. They don't know about these prophecies. So if you have information about these prophecies, you understand what they mean, get on there, show them the prophecy, and then show them an article about what's happening with that prophecy, and sound the trumpet and warn them and show them how to watch for it too. Lots of people have dreams, and they dream about Russia. A lot of people's dreaming about North Korea. I've heard people dreaming about the Middle East lately. Another thing I want to do is show you one of the things I like to do is do a Bible word search. I'm going to do one here. This is the King James Bible, and you can go to, you know, if you've got a Bible app on your phone, you could probably find your little, that little magnifying glass, and they've got a search bar even on the apps on your phone, and search up terms. If you get just a word you want to say, I wonder if that's in the Bible. Here's one. I did sword before a few videos back. I'm going to show you watch. Just one word. Let's see how often it's in the Bible here. Okay, excuse me. Let's just see New Testament only. Narrow it down to 2 pages. He's talking about, and in the 4th watch of the night, Jesus went unto them walking on the sea. So, the 4th watch, they're talking about breaking the day up into sections. So, for anybody who's ever been in like a security guard or in the military or whatever, you sometimes you have guard duty, and you have to stand guard somewhere. And just like there's most factories or what businesses you work at, you get a time period to watch, right? Or not watch, but work. I'm sorry. You might get first shift, second shift, third shift. Some places have 4 shifts. So in the Bible here, he's saying that he's splitting the day up into 4 shifts and on the 4th watch. So like a guard at a military base today, or a guard at an ancient castle in past times, you would stand a watch for a certain amount of hours. You might stand the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th watch. You stand there for a set amount of time, and you're watching for any enemies' attacks or to keep everything safe. And then your shift, your work shift's over. Somebody comes in for another shift, another watch. So in this situation, he's breaking up watching into shifts. The 4th watch, and this story here, if you've read, Jesus walks on the ocean. He comes out to him on the out to the boat. But like I said, I want to focus on watch. Here he says, "Watch therefore, ye know not what hour your Lord doth come." So a lot of people say you don't know the day or hour, and I'm not saying we do. He does say we should watch. He's telling you to watch there. Watch therefore, he's telling you to watch. He said, "For ye know not what hour your Lord doth come." So, and I'm one of these people, I don't believe that we do know the exact day or hour. But if you're watching, and he's telling you to watch, why are we watching if we don't know the day or hour? We'll have a general idea. Because we're watching for these things to come about. We'll have a general idea about what season and how close we are generally. Not the day or the hour so much, but because you're watching all these Bible prophecies come about, you won't be in the dark. And there's some more Bible verses on that. Here again, I think this is Jesus says, "But know this, that if the good man of the house had not known in what watch the thief would come, he would have watched, and would not have suffered his house to be broken up." So the people, that aren't waiting on God and aren't faithful, they're not watching, and he's going to come, and they're going to lose everything they got, because they've not been faithful, they've not been watching, and they're not ready, and they're going to suffer this tribulation that's coming. Whereas he said, if a good man was watching, he'd be ready. So it's not that complicated. Here's another one. "Watch therefore, for ye know neither the day nor hour wherein the Son of Man cometh." So a lot of people say, well, that means you don't know what day or the hour. And I agree. I don't think we will know exactly what day or hour. But he is telling you to watch. And by watching, you might not know the day or the hour, but you'll have a general idea as things get closer and closer, as the wars and rumors of wars get worse and worse, as the tensions between these nations get worse. He said eventually wars and rumors of wars, and then it turns into what? Nation will rise up against nation. So think about that. Just that little portion of the Bible verse, not even the whole verse. First section, he says wars and rumors of wars. Next set of statements he says is nation will rise against nation. So he's saying it's going to be wars, it's going to be rumors first, and then it's going to break out. There's something right there to watch for. As these rumors and the tension gets worse, you know it's going to break out. And that shows you a sign to watch for. That shows you how close you are to it actually happening. These tensions, these rumors are going to become something. Jesus said so. I don't think he's talking about 1,000 years from now. There has been wars and rumors of wars in the past, but now is the time, and everybody knows it. That's why you're watching, I hope. Again, they're talking about the day of the hour. He's saying, watch with me here. Let me find you. Just showing you how easy this is. This one, the apostles are watching Jesus. They're watching Jesus again. Fourth watch again. They're talking about there's different watches, different times to watch, like a shift. But at the same time, you know, God is maybe talking about spiritual watch seasons. It's been 2,000 years since Jesus left. You might have lived in the past and been in the first watch, the second watch. But the fourth watch is the last watch. In the night, the darkest time. And this is a wicked, awful world at this point. Probably one of the darkest times ever. And if you believe like I believe it's coming soon, which I'm telling you, it's coming soon, we're probably in the fourth watch in a spiritual general concept. So that's a whole other way to look at it. Take heed, watch, and pray. So here's another command. He's telling you to watch. Watch for what, Jesus? Watch for the prophecies. Watch for the wars getting ready to break out. What did I tell you to watch for? That's what he's saying. And like I said, that's why I'm doing the watch and going through some of these to try to show you how many times he talks about. This is just the New Testament. I broke it down to 2 pages to make it a little easier. But how many times he consistently says to watch. Watch ye therefore again in Mark, for you know not what hour he's going to come. So he's saying, you know, you don't know when he's going to come, so you better watch so you can have a general idea, so you can be ready. Watch, be ready, and it's still probably going to be a surprise on the day and the hour. But you better be watching and be ready. Watch for what? Watch for his prophecies. It's not all about a blood moon and some stars. I believe these blood moons have been serious and signs from God. It's in the Bible about these things. I believe, I don't know what a lot of people think out there. A lot of people hadn't talked about it in a long time. But I believe that the stars for the Revelation 12 sign this past September probably was a legitimate sign, but it was just a sign. But you know, I'm trying to show you more prophetic things to watch for, not just a sign, but a prophecy. You know, God prophesied those signs, but they were just signs. These are prophecies of future events, major future events that he's prophesied all throughout the Bible, war. And I'm telling you, that's something you should watch for more seriously. Like I said, if you've read the Bible, you know judgment is war, always. All throughout the Bible. And he saith unto them, my soul is exceedingly sorrowful unto death. Tarry ye here and watch. He's just telling them to watch him at that point. And you could probably make some spiritual symbolic meaning out of those things. But I'm trying to focus on the more obvious watches where he's telling you to watch for his prophecies. He's telling you, here's one. He says, and what I say unto you, I say unto all. So not just me as a watchman, not just a couple people you watch and tell everybody else. He's saying, everybody watch. Watch what? Well, if he's telling you, everybody, what I say unto you, I say unto all. If he's telling everybody to watch, what are we supposed to watch for? Like I said, the prophecies, the judgment, the sword, the wars that he's prophesied all throughout the Bible. There's a commandment right there. He's commanding all to watch. He's your king. He's your God. You're supposed to obey him and serve him if you love him. And he's telling you what? He's telling you to watch. He's ordering you, he's commanding you to watch. Watch for what? I'm telling you, watch for these prophecies. Watch for the sword. Watch for the judgment. You know this place is wicked. I'm not going to get into it. You know. I don't even have to. And judgment's going to fall for the wickedness in this nation and all throughout the world. Here you say, watch and pray, lest you enter into temptation. See if I can find any more. Here's second watch and third watch, fourth watch. So that goes back into what I said earlier. There's like shifts at a job. There's multiple watches. Again, he's talking about if the good man would have watched. Let's see. Here's one. Watch ye therefore, and pray always that you be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and stand before the Son of Man. Now that one's a good one. Not only that last one where he commanded everybody to watch was telling you better watch, but here's one, and he's saying here's why you should watch. Not just because I said so, but why it's going to benefit you to watch. If you watch and wait and pray, that you can be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass. And I'm sure if you read the rest of that, he's talking about judgment. He's talking about future events that are going to come to pass. What's going to come to pass? Judgment, revelation. And if you watch and you pray and you remain faithful, you'll be accounted worthy, and that's a promise right there. You'll escape all these judgments that are coming upon this wicked place. You won't have to stay back and starve and be persecuted and thrown into FEMA camps or whatever you believe is going to happen. I believe the FEMA camps are real. And not only that, but what? You get to stand before the Son of Man. You're going to see Jesus. So if missing out on the bad things ain't enough, you ought to want to see Jesus. I want to see him. I don't know about you. So there's you a good reason to watch. Watch for what though? Watch for the things he said to watch for that are going to come about. Not just the stars and the blood moon, but the prophecies, the sword, the judgment, the nation against nation. On and on and on. There's a lot of verses about judgment and the sword. I've done the sword before, but let's see. Here's one that says, watch ye, stand fast in faith, quit you like men, be strong. So what's he saying there? He's saying, watch for what God told you to watch for. Stand fast in faith. He's saying, you know, if God's got you to quit drinking, don't drink no more. Stay faithful to whatever faith God's brought you to. Quit you like men. If you're still doing some sin, he's saying, quit it like a man. Be a man to stop it. Be strong whenever you get tempted, and you feel like weak and you want to give in. Be strong. Go pray. And like I said, go check this stuff out. One of the for anybody out there who's Christians, some of the best advice that I can give anybody that I've recently learned in the past couple of years is that whenever you go through a hard time and you find temptation bothering you and things are getting rough, find you something that you can do to stay active in Christ. Maybe you don't want to read the Bible. There's plenty of things that you can do. For me, following this stuff on Twitter, making pictures, making videos, you know, I'd like to help somebody, and I hope you guys are watching, but it's good for me. Staying active in Christ and doing stuff for the body of Christ is good for me, and it keeps me from temptation. And if I'm sitting here reading Bible verses and making videos, I can't be lusting or, you know, thinking about drinking or smoking or, you know, whatever temptation that you may have. When you're active in Christ and you're working on positive, good fruits to produce, your mind ain't going to have time to think about any sin. So he's saying, you know, be strong. So, like I said, if you're struggling through a time of temptation, find some type of talent that God's given you. He's given us all talents. You got one. And produce some type of fruit. Make a video, make a picture, Put up Bible verses. Find something that you can do. You may play an instrument, sing a song. Turn one of these, turn your phone on, sing a song to somebody. Draw pictures. Whatever it is, you do something for God to glorify God, and you focus on God and Bible verses and stuff like that, and stay active in that. You ain't gonna be tempted. You're gonna be thinking about Jesus. It's gonna make being faithful easy. I'm sitting here 4 o'clock in the morning making a video, and I'm not being tempted. Hopefully I'm encouraging, helping somebody else. I hope somebody's lonely or going through a hard time, and they pop my video on, and I keep them company for a little while. So let's see, how many more of these watching verses am I going to read here? Check this one out. Thessalonians 5:6. Therefore let us not sleep as others do, but let us watch and be sober. We're in this time where being awake or awoke is cool now. It's been a fad for a while. Oh, they don't know. They ain't awoke. They don't know about the Illuminati. But so this it should be easily understood by anybody. They're saying, God's saying through probably Paul here, therefore let us not sleep as others do. Don't sit around and be in the dark, be asleep, and not know what's going on. Judgment's going to fall. You know what's going on. You know God's on the throne. You know the devil's trying to tempt us into sin. Demons are trying to take you to hell. You know there's a spiritual battle, a spiritual war going on. Don't be asleep and continue into sin and playing your video games, playing Minecraft. Be awake and watch. Watch for what? Watch for what God said to watch for. The prophecies, the judgment, all these things are going to come to pass. And be sober. Don't be sitting back, fooling yourself. Not only is he saying be sober, like don't be intoxicated with drugs, alcohol, or what have you. Not only be physically sober, but be mentally sober. Be mentally clear and sound and sober in a thought process mentality. Don't sit back and get in some of this, Lord help me, some of this garbage that people are putting out there that's pointless. Be sober and realize what's important and what matters. I ain't even gonna go there. But so like I said, not only sober in a chemical sense, in alcohol or drugs, but mentally sober, spiritually sober. Be watchful and strengthen the things which remain. Now this is Revelation. He's talking to the churches, and this is one of these churches that is not Philadelphia, and he's not very happy about it. I don't even know which one it is. Like I said, I'm not an expert on anything. I'm showing you as a casual, regular guy, this is easy. You can do it too. Pick it up and do some of this stuff for yourself, and help glorify God, help yourself stay faithful, and help somebody else. But so I'm not sure exactly which church this is, but he said, be watchful and strengthen the things which remain, that are ready to die, for I have not found thy works perfect before God. So this is a bad report that Jesus has given to John, if you've read this Revelation verse in context before. I casually remember. This is one of those churches. He's not Philadelphia. He's not happy with them, and he's saying, you're being faithful in a few things, but he hasn't found you, perfect in all your ways, faithful in all your ways. You're lacking, and he's saying that be ready to die. So, if you're like me, and most people, a lot of people, you believe that God's going to rapture the faithful people out of here. But we also believe that some people are going to get left behind. And if you get left behind, you don't get taken out of this tribulation that's coming real soon. When these wars kick off, whether you see somebody disappear or not, if the World War III breaks off, know that the tribulation has started. Because that's what it's all about. I'm telling you that. But if you don't go and you're left here, the only thing that you got to look forward to is dying. And it talks about people are going to want to die, beg to die, seek death and not find it, because it's going to be so bad. Everybody's going to be so miserable, starving, persecuted, whatever else, that they're going to wish they could die and they won't be able to die. So he's saying this church, this that he's judging here, that's not Philadelphia, they're not faithful. And they're lukewarm, they're going to get left behind. And he's saying, you better be ready to die, because that's what's going to come to you. But he's saying, still be watchful, and whatever it is that you are faithful in, you better hang fast to what you got, because it's going to be a rough ride. Don't let go and become even less unfaithful. You might lose your salvation. Which, that's a whole other topic, and I'm a watchman, not a preacher. So I'll leave that up to one of my other brothers and sisters. Here's one. It says, Revelation 3:3, remember therefore how thou hast received and heard, and hold fast and repent. So this one, he's saying, you're still in sin, you still haven't stopped, you still haven't repented. Hold fast to whatever you do got, and repent for whatever you ain't repented of. If therefore thou shalt not watch, saying you worried about Kim Kardashian, fidget spinners, Walking Dead, you worried about Minecraft and video games on your phone. You ain't watching. You ain't watching for the sword. You ain't watching for Jesus' return. If you won't watch, I will come upon you as a thief. So hold up. If you ain't watching, I'm gonna come upon you as a thief. So if you are watching, then it won't be a surprise, because you've been watching, and you'll know generally when he's about to come. You'll know it's close because you're watching. These other people, they ain't watching for Jesus. They don't have any idea, and it's going to be a big surprise. They don't even believe that these wars are anything to be worried about. Trust me, I'm trying to tell them that. And thou shalt not know what hour I will come upon thee. You could argue that he's saying, because you're not watching, you won't know the hour. Well, I believe nobody will know the hour, but you definitely aren't going to know the hour if you're not watching. Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth. So he's saying, if you watch, you'll be blessed. I want that. And keepeth his garments. Now, what's he saying there? Remain faithful. If you're faithful, he cleanses all the spots off of your garments, and you'll have a clean garment. So he's saying He's saying remain faithful and keep your garment clean and white, because you're not sinning and you're staying faithful. So you're watching for his return. You're staying faithful. He said, and if you don't stay faithful, you'll be walking naked. Everybody's going to see the sin and wickedness that you've been in, and they will see your shame. So, just in case you hadn't got enough Bible verses out of me, I just want to show you that you can do this yourself. Sometimes throughout the Bible, you may hear God as a small whisper. A lot of verses, a lot of people all throughout the Bible and all throughout time. Sometimes, most of the time, I should say, you don't always hear God as this big, booming, thunderous voice. He'll speak to you through your spirit. And it may sound like a whisper or a thought in your head. Sometimes I just get words. And if you think that's crazy, I'm sorry. But, this is for Christian people. And they can relate. Most of them can. Like I said, sometimes I just get a couple words, 2, 3 words, sometimes 1 word, and I go and I know he's trying to tell me something, and most likely it's something he's already said before, and I go and I search Bible verse with whatever word it was, and then I'll read the verses and get a concept of what he's probably telling me, and that's called led. Sometimes you might not get a clear, exact sentence from God, but you might be led to something. He might give you just a word and lead you somewhere, because he loves you and he's our Father, and he may want to have fun with you today and take you on a little bit of a journey spiritually, getting you to search out some scriptures and learn some things and have fun along the way. Walking with God is what they call it. Enoch walked with God, and he was not, for God took him. It's having a relationship with him on a regular, daily basis, praying, spending time with Him, and He'll interact with you. It's not just all one-sided. You know, we're trying to take things from God. But it all starts with faith. You've got to be ready to give up your sin. Before you can start walking with Him, you've got to establish a connection with Him. And as long as you're in sin, God's not going to be in you and in your life. Sin separates us from God. Jesus died on the cross to reunite us, to get rid of our sin, to bring God back to us. These are basic concepts that most Christians know. And if you know that already, I'm glad you're here on my channel. And you know, like I said, I try to put out some of this stuff to some other people that might not know. But once you're ready to give up the sin, He'll come into your life. He'll get that sin out of your life, and then you're reunited, and you'll spend the rest of forever growing and learning in a relationship with God. So, like I said, this is a part of the walk. You start to hear whispers in your spirit. You get words and dreams and understanding. Some people call it like I've heard people on YouTube talk about getting a information download, and I can relate to that too. Sometimes you'll just start grasping understanding of things, and sit back later and say, where did that come from? Must have been the Holy Spirit. It downloads things into your mind. You ask and you shall receive. You knock and it shall be open to you. You say, Lord, I don't understand this. You casually talking to Him. Pray constantly. Can't remember the exact Bible verse, but it's a Bible verse. And as long as you're faithful, He'll answer you. Now, if you're not faithful, you're still living in sin. You ask for God for something. The Bible says, let that unfaithful man, and I'm paraphrasing, not exact Bible verses. Let he who is unfaithful think that he'll receive nothing. So if you're still in sin and you're making a prayer, don't expect to get anything, because it all starts with the beginning of the relationship starts with what? Getting the sin out of your life. That's step one. If you're at that point, that's the most important point. That's where eternity begins. I shared a Bible verse with a friend yesterday, I believe it was. And for example, one time I got like nations, and I went and typed it in, nations, and I think it was several words, but I can't remember it all. And then you go through and read the Bible verses about nations. And you can see there's 14 pages of Bible verses about nations. You can break it down to just Old Testament or New Testament. Let's see what the New Testament says about nations. And the gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for all witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. And before Him shall be gathered all nations, and He shall separate them from one another, and as a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats. The gospel first be published among all the nations. So that's a good tool to have there. Like I said, it's a word search for the Bible. And sometimes I can think of some that I can put in this one and then not even find. So you can just type in, Google. I like to do. Here, watch this. Judge nations. Verse. And it'll give you all types of Bible verses straight out of there. You don't even have to put anything special in there. Just showing anybody who might not know this. If you already know this, then that's great. But just showing anybody who might not know this, who's never done this, this is something I do all the time. This one's giving you all different types of Bible versions, whatever Bible version you like to read. I like to read King James version. He shall judge among the heathen. He shall fill the places with dead bodies. He shall wound the heads over many countries. So he's judging the world. God will judge all nations. Isaiah 66. Let's see. Did it say what verse? The entire chapter. So, you know, I'll admit I still haven't read every bit of the Bible from cover to cover. But God leads me to verses and words and looks up things, leads me to look up things. And I do a lot of this. I do a lot of hopping around and find new stuff all the time. So read your Bible, open it up and look for certain things. Do like a treasure hunt and think about something and say, I wonder is that in the Bible, to put it in there, and go searching for that. This is pretty long, an hour and 40 minutes. So just spend some time with you, keep you company, and hopefully encourage somebody. I know there's a lot of lonely people out there. And like I said, I've spent time in my life where I was lonely, and I know about those dark times. But God's a comforter. He's come to me and he comforted me and blessed me with, like I said, things that to keep me busy and active and focused. And I'm trying to share some of the things God's given to me to keep me encouraged and active, and show you can do this stuff too. Maybe you don't want to talk and make videos. Maybe you don't want to show your face. I understand that. It took me a long time to get up the courage to show my face on my videos. I just don't care anymore. I still, try to do the best I can, but you get so many trolls and arguments at some point you just don't care. I'm doing this for Jesus, and like I said, I'm doing this to keep myself active and faithful. It helps in my walk to stay faithful to do these things and find lots of activities to do. So, for example, I didn't make this picture. That's a talent God hadn't given me yet. But you can go and Google and save one of these pictures, and you can get apps like one. See here, it says Textagram, and even if you're just using your phone, you can go to Google Play Store, type in Textagram, and get that little app right there. And I made this on my phone, or tablet really, and same thing. And then you can copy and paste Bible verses and play with the colors and throw it up there and then send it out to somebody else. Maybe you're not into prophecy so much, but you want to encourage somebody, giving them a sweet Bible verse, or support them and give them some type of emotional support, to be a friend. And like I said, encouraging and helping people is what I'm trying to do, number one. And like I said, I know that this stuff is pretty depressing and doom and gloom. I've been accused of that so much. But like I said, God's the one that's prophesied judgment, not me. This is what he told me to watch for. There's a season. The Bible talks about seasons. There's a season for everything. Like I said earlier, there's a season for laughing and a season for crying. There's a time to die and a time to be born. And this is one of those times where judgment's coming. Is a time to warn about serious adult things. Jesus is going to come. There's going to be a new millennial reign. And we ain't going to be worried about no war no more. We're going to be praising the Lord, and we're all going to be joyful and happy. But to show you an example, if you go on Twitter, you can make little message groups. Each one of these is a little message group, and it'll only let you put like 50 people in. There may be a limit on how many message groups you can even make. Y'all know how these social media platforms seem to give us a hard time as being a Christian. But so one of the things I like to do is I make one of these little message groups, and all you got to do is, once you get on Twitter, is send a message to 2 people instead of 1, and it'll start a group, and then you can add people to the group. But back to showing you the different types of things that you can do to stay active. Here I got a friend, and her name is Meryl, and just about every day she comes on, and she makes, she shares these pictures. I haven't asked her if she makes them or not, I'm not sure, to try to show you something a little different, just in case there's women or different people out there that don't want to talk about prophecy and everybody dying in war, which, like I said, that's very important. That's what God put me to working on. That's what He wants me to take serious priority number one. So, but other people need to be encouraged in other ways. And this woman shares beautiful pictures almost daily. And you can get one of those, that Textagram app that I was talking about. Find you one of these pictures. And there's lots of other programs or applications, apps that you can get to do this. And throw Bible verses on there. I don't even know if that's today. Yeah, she just put this out today. It says, Tuesday blessing, 2 Thessalonians 3:5. And the Lord direct your hearts into the love of God and into the patient waiting for Christ. Beautiful picture, beautiful Bible verse, and it ain't so scary and fiery and explosions. I'm a guy. I'm into that sort of stuff, and I'm trying to reach out to guys. But there's lots of different people that reflect God's qualities differently, and God is a merciful, kind, loving God, and these are the words straight out of the Bible. So this is something that you could do too. You could take pictures and share Bible verses, however you feel led or moved to do. But like I said, maybe the stuff that I'm doing isn't for you, but like I said, the best advice that I would give to any Christian is to find something to keep yourself active. I like to call it fruits. If you read the Bible and you know a little bit about Bible verses, God talks about a good tree produces good fruits, but a wicked tree produces wicked fruits. So when you're wicked, you're lost, you produce sinful fruits in your life. But now that we've given up our worldly ways and our wicked ways, and we've received God and the Holy Spirit, God's going to give us a talent, and we've probably got something that we could produce. Not everybody's going to produce the same talents and same fruits, but they'll all be good fruits from God. So like I said, whatever it is you do, find something to do for God if you hadn't already. Whatever it is you do, do to the glory of God. There's a Bible verse that says, do all things to the glory of God, whatever you do. So if you sing songs, glorify God and singing songs. If you can play an instrument, just record yourself playing that instrument, and write songs for God. Long video. But like I said, hopefully this isn't going to be for everybody. I've figured that out for a while now. But hopefully I've encouraged somebody, kept somebody company today, and helped somebody, and that's what it's all about. Encouraging and helping and edifying the body of Christ. So be encouraged, stay faithful, and know that Jesus is coming soon. All that I do is about showing you that the sword is coming, judgments are coming, prophecy is unfolding, and that all these things show that Jesus is coming soon, and I'm showing you what to watch for. But like I said, there's plenty of things you can do. You don't have to be a watchman. We're all called to watch, though, but you might have different talents and gifts. But I hope this encouraged somebody and helped somebody in their life today, and they gained something from this. I want to thank everybody for following me, subscribing to my channel, supporting me. Wonderful people, and very encouraging, very positive people. All my friends on Twitter and these message groups. Thank you for everybody for being a friend. God bless you in Jesus' holy name. Amen.